I waited. I tried to wait until y'all took off before I like tried to keep us out of the door. Y'all like, let's go.
Damn. What's up, guys? So we're back with another video for you guys. Today we're going to actually start tearing into the internals of the transmission. So if you look back at the last video, we prepped the case, we painted it, and we had to plug a hole, but I couldn't get the part in time. We ended up getting that in there. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about right now. And we started on the center support and the planetary gears, and just servicing the center support, changing some seals, some bushings. I messed some up, but luckily I found a Trans Shop local to me. It's called Trans Pro in Lansing, Illinois. If you guys are around there, go check them out. Guy there is super helpful, super informative, gave me tons of information. I actually found out why, aside from other questionable things that were done in the transmission, why my trans was so lazy shifting from first to second, and causing further damage to my clutches being burnt up. And we'll cut back to the video when I was racing my friend. You can hear my 2-3 shift get real lazy, and once it gets into third, I don't know what was going on. The car just didn't advance anymore. It was actually like slowing down without actually losing any throttle. It was weird. So come to find out, the center support bolt is supposed to be straight through. And if you were watching the video before this, where we're talking about the dual feed mod, and we had to plug the hole to the right of it, it's supposed to feed through those two holes, the hole where the bolt's at and the one to the left of it. And we plugged the one to the right, and yeah, you see, it's supposed to be straight through. And when we went to the Trans Shop today to go get the parts that I screwed up, some bushings and stuff, and then I found one of the Torrington bearings that was all screwed up, and the guy even looked at it and he's like, oh, this thing's all messed up, and he gave me a new one. I took the center support bolt with me because I never looked at one before, and I was trying to find pictures online, and I couldn't find any like pictures showing straight through, or like if it's supposed to feed through it and stuff. But this is my bolt. Side-by-side comparison. You see how you can see through this one and you can't see anything through this one. So this being plugged would affect the second gear coming in. So again, like I said before, when we first started turning into this, rebuilt, not right. So luckily he had another one for me and got me squared away with that, so that solves one of the issues. So on the center support, I haven't put it back together yet. Wanted you guys to be able to see, so let me actually move this down. So you take this snap ring off, and then the rear shaft comes out. There's this bushing in here. It looks like a bearing, like how cam bearings are, but you know, we had to drive this out. Kind of a pain, but not impossible. Drive the new one in. This is one of the ones I messed up. The reason I messed it up, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a hole in there. I thought this hole had to line up with that hole. Talking to the trans guy, he's an expert, told me no, doesn't matter. So we got another one from him, hooked us up with it. So this is all good, done, ready to go back in. Here's one of the Torrington bearings in here. This one was good, just left it in there, just cleaned it up a little bit. And then on the inside, pull this out. There's another Torrington bearing in there. I don't know if you guys can see it. That little silver collar on it. That's another Torrington bearing. He's good too. In good shape. And then here's our planetary gears. I saw that and I was like, oh damn, this thing's burnt up. But no, it's got some discoloration, but there's no signs of excessive wear or anything on it. So it seems to be in good shape. And then we just have a thrust washer. This is a new one. Took the old one out. So yeah. Then this is our other planetary gear set. Again, no like excessive wear on the teeth or anything. Everything spins pretty freely. Looks pretty good. This is our Sprague. This one, it's in decent shape. I never really heard of anything going wrong with these. Everything seems to be okay. Not gonna worry about this one. Here's another bushing we had to change. Had to drive him out, put a new one in. Got that done. Here's our sun gear. Everything looks good with him. Ready to go back in. And here is our intermediate shaft. Bushing inside there was a pain, but we got it. Bushing inside there was a pain, but we got it. Got some. I don't know. So this is good. Back to go. Ready to go back in. It goes there. This is the Torrington bearing we went and got from him. Brand new. What was wrong with mine? This was broken into pieces inside the transmission. Yeah. And then he saw this and was like, oh dude, that one's all messed up. I got another one. So he got us hooked up with this one. So that's all good to go. And inside here, change these seals out. It had metal ones, we put the Teflon ones. We left this one out, and the reason for that is for the dual feed mod. The fluid's gonna bypass through here, and in the direct drum, it's gonna apply the whole piston, like we were talking about in the other video. So that's where the extra oil flow comes from, by leaving this out, and other things as well. This is where the center support. This is where the center support would go, the bolt. That goes in there and it gets fed oil through there. So I wasn't getting proper feed through there. And this is going to be blocked off. So it's going to be fed through here and here. New thrust washer on the inside. Torrington bearing rides on here. New seals. And then we put new lip seals in this piston. You gotta compress this, take this snap ring out and whatnot. But this is good to go now. So we're going to slime it back together. Alright guys, so yeah, you guys remember the case last time. Got this welded back up. We drilled and tapped this hole right here, installed the new bushing, and we capped that hole. All we used was a part number, expansion plug, these little guys. So center support's fully rebuilt, ready to go back in. We can go ahead and start setting him in and start doing our clutches and whatnot. First we got to put this band back in, and then we can put this in. So the next thing we're going to work on after that is the forward drum. I'm going to get this guy, take it apart, redo the clutches and seals in it, and then we're also going to do the pump, change the seal, bushings, and then do some modifications to it, get that all squared away. And unfortunately, we are still waiting on this direct drum, I mean. So yeah. Oh, and then we got our tail shaft also done. New bushing in him, and new rear seal. That's another seal that I messed up. But we got a new one. Got it in, and yeah, so stick around. It made me work, guys. It made me work. So we got the center support and planetaries in. It was a pain. The old bushing for the tail shaft was way too tight. I tried holding it out, I couldn't get it, so I had to reuse the old one. Luckily it was still in good condition, so I don't recommend it, and that's all I had. And I really want to get this thing done. I don't know why I had problems with it, but it's not the first time I hear about it. When I was doing my homework on how to build these things, I've heard that a couple guys would have to hone it out. I was trying to hone it out with a cylinder hone, and it just wasn't working, so I knocked it out, knocked the old one back in, and it's good. So yeah, there it is. It just in all its glory. So I went ahead and put the bolt back in, so it's all lined up. So it's gonna feed through there, and then that one's capped off. And I don't think you can see it, but yeah, new thrust washers in and everything. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start putting our clutches and steels. These are steels. Here are our old ones. So it's a steel, clutch, steel, clutch, steel, clutch, and then our backing plate. And I have my clutches soaking in trans fluid, all ready to go. I'm using Type F. Yeah, you don't have to use Type F, but I am in this case. So yeah, let's get it done. Alright guys, so clutches are in. We're gonna get this feeler gauge to check the clearance. So 30 thousandths. You want to do 10 thousandths per clutch. So there's 3 clutches, 3 steels. That means 30 thousandths. Just gonna kind of stick it in there. It's kind of hard to do so, but it slides in there nicely. So yeah, that's all set. And once those are done, we can put the intermediate band back in, which I have the old one right here. I have a new Kevlar one in my kit right there, so get that put in right now. Alright guys, So here's the forward drum. I took it apart, just snap ring, and then all these pieces just started to come off. Here are the old clutches and steels. Put it off to the side. We took this piston out. We had to compress this. There's like some really tight springs in here. Took this piston out, replaced all the seals inside, put it back together, and press this back. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start stacking our clutches and steels here. Check the clearance just like we did in the intermediates. And wrap this one up. And just the pump, and still waiting on that direct drum. So yeah. Alright guys, so my bench is full of stuff. Pump straight built, basically. Got the new seals, bushings, all that. The only thing left to do, it's not torqued down. I kind of messed up and started on the pump. Well, I got ahead of myself, I should say, and put all the rear gear set in for the pump, because the upper and lower part need to be lined up before it's torqued down. I don't know if you guys can see, but it moves around a lot on the inside because I haven't torqued down. They're just finger tight. But I'm supposed to put it back in the case to realign it, and I kind of can't because that shaft's there. Supposed to put it in upside down, and then the case will align it, and you can torque it back down, take it out, flip it over, and drop it back in if you need to. But we can't, so probably gonna go to the hardware store tomorrow and get two clamps, put it together, tighten it down, torque it down. We're good. Another thing we did is we got the forward drum done. This is ready to go back in the car. It's got new thrust washer right there, all new clutches and steels. This thing is ready to go, but we can't put it in until the direct drive comes in. So we're waiting on parts. I'm gonna see if I can clean that up. I don't like that. It's crusty. So I'll try to clean that up just to make it look nicer with some emery cloth or something. Yeah, this is ready to go back in. That pump, I just gotta torque it down, and that's gonna be ready to go back in. I made a mess right there. Awesome. What I didn't want to do, but oh well. Intermediate bands in, intermediate clutches are in, rear gear sets in. The bolt's not torqued down yet, but it's in there. I gotta change the seal, and yeah, so that's probably gonna do it for this video, guys, since we are still waiting on parts. If I do get the parts that I need, I might just go ahead and just slam this thing back together all the way and get it done. But if they don't, then that's just gonna do it for now. Drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell everybody. Really, let me know what you guys think about these videos in the comment section. Is there anything that you guys want me to touch on? Anything other about the motor? Anything in particular you guys want to see? Let me know. I'll try to get that to you guys. Yeah, guys. See you guys later.